Yeah. What is up, my friends? DK here, Bill here, the team here. It is what the heck day is it? It's Tuesday the 13th, and we're fired up and excited. We're gonna be dropping some bombs. We're gonna be dropping some hints today as to what we're working on. Now, if you guys remember, literally a week ago today, we were right back here in the Zoom, and I said, it was kind of like a urgent Zoom. I said, everybody get in the Zoom right now, and we shared some excitement with you guys, and we talked about what we're going to start going after. We're going to start. It's all starting right here with you guys. You guys got to realize this too. Like it's everything is starting with you, with this team, this group of people, this thing that we're working on, we're building right now. Is we are creating the massive growth. Two phases. We launched, we went global, we did that thing, it happened, right? And now we're working on the second phase, which is creating that massive momentum, right? So, but we got to go create it. We can't just sit back and wait for it to happen. So that's how you create success. You don't just sit back and wait for it to happen. And some people do, and guess what? It never comes. So we're sitting here and we're gonna go create it. And it started last week with you guys. We got some really great ideas. We were spitballing, coming up with ideas for what we were doing here. So what I want to do now first, before we dive into this, is I want to kind of spell out um, how we got to this point, and then I'm going to do is I started putting together the video for you, the sales video that's going to start creating this massive momentum that we're talking about right now. And I have a teaser. It's a teaser video for you. So I'm going to kind of explain the process of where I'm at, and so you guys can. I want you guys participating throughout this whole process that we're going through because I kind of want you guys to not kind of I want you guys to see and feel the energy that's involved here with creating this whole thing so you guys can have really that vested interest and feel part of it rather than it just be like any other funnel where I say, hey guys, here's your funnel, it's ready, go promote it. I really want you guys to be part of this process, so if you're good with that, comment good. Let me know you guys are feeling that, right? And Bill and I have been talking a lot about this, um, over the last couple of weeks and really kind of creating that massive momentum. We've been studying, really studying it. And you guys I'm going to explain this now as we dive in. I'll actually share my dry erase board here as we're moving. Success leaves clues. Bill, maybe don't let the cat out of the bag, but kind of, share a little bit about what you and I were just talking about, how, we were looking at past performers, past videos that were used, past sales presentations that were used years ago, that just absolutely killed it. And what you're learning as we're going through, and we're learning about this process here because you guys, we've talked about this before. Reflect back, recycle forward, right? You guys remember that? Comment that down below. Reflect back, recycle forward. Bill, maybe just kind of share a little bit about what you've been learning over like the last couple of days, just kind of going through this process.
Yeah, so when Dan and I have been talking about different funnels, and I want to make something clear. Um, we have the program, our knowledge, expertise, being an authority. We have our fulfillment company. That's we don't waver. Where we do waver, and it's just good research, and I didn't know how I was going to say this, but we're always looking. It's our job, and that's why we continue to work it and look back what will make something go viral with a wave. If you've ever experienced a wave, which I have a handful of times, it's something that you just can't stop. Um, a group of experts, some leaders, some hypesters, some pimps, whatever you want to call them, they just take an opportunity and they run with it. But they're not always the most, how do you say this, sharpest. They don't know numbers sometimes, and sometimes they can take a piece of what and run with it and not make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
The comparison I always say is if you looked at our opportunity right now, which we're all in, and you looked at our compensation plan, I can show superstars that have, you know, created a wave. They could be millionaires in a year with what their reach is. But
Yeah.
that's the challenge that Dan and I, all you guys here, we run into. How do we get it to critical mass? So what you
Mhm.
do is you keep on doing what we're doing. We're experimenting with different funnels. So Dan, ironically, is working on one started before me. He's working on this funnel that he's going to share with you a little bit. And I'm working on something that also went viral, a little different style, and we're going to, you know, put our bald heads together and we're going to come up. He's going to finish one, I'm going to finish one, and we are going to keep on keeping until we have some of the funnels for it to take off. We're paying for the bills, but we want to go viral. So it's our job to get out there, and it's with the VSLs, the funnels, and that's what Dan's working on. So as far as going backwards, we are just making things that we know work and just modernizing them, and that's what we're doing. And we're doing it for what we have. Make sense, Dan?
Yeah, makes sense. I hear you. I hear you.
First,
All right. So what we're talking about here, guys, is literally oops, what the hell just happened there? Um why did my whole board just disappear? That
I
doesn't
can
make
see it.
Huh? Yeah, no, but the text I had on there
Okay,
disappeared.
there it is.
Um So what I'm looking at, and this is what we talked about last week, guys, and I was just creating a video on this, kind of sharing my thoughts and showing people, exactly what's about to happen here with a YouTube video I was just making, and you guys could, you know, ILT guys, you guys are literally investing time learning right now what we're doing here, so you guys can literally turn around and go do the same thing. So what we did is we were reflecting back so we can recycle forward, and not necessarily reflecting back on our exact company, on my econ, on the funnel team, but we were looking at trends. What did an what causes, we got you got to whittle it down, and you got to look at root cause. What causes a company to go viral? And Bill was just talking about this. What causes something to go viral, something to get a lot of attention, something to go crazy on social media and cause massive growth? So, when it comes to a specific affiliate opportunity, whether it be, anything to do with making money online, it's either one, a product, or two, money, right? I mean, that makes sense, right? If you guys understand that, comment makes sense. It's either a product or it's money driven. And a lot of times it's both. In this specific case that we were studying, it was money. It was specifically money. So this previous company here, they got started, I think, around let's just say 2.5, 3 years ago. And I'm not going to name the company, but you guys can do the math and figure it out, right? So this company, 2.5, 3 years ago, got started, and in their compensation plan, they advertised something, and they took that. The marketers took that. Social media took that. It went viral, and in 2.5, 3 years, they grew up to over a million members, which is it's crazy, crazy, crazy growth. It's massive momentum. So, whatever your thoughts, feelings are, whatever towards, the company, the opportunity, you got to tip your hat. You got to give them credit, and you got to give credit where credit's due. And that's exactly what, we're looking at right now here today as we look at this, and what their hook was. So when I go and I start studying this, and I start dissecting this, and we talked about this a little bit last week, what specifically is it? What is the hook that started that massive momentum? Okay, so this was literally the hook right here. Inside of their compensation plan, they offered that, guys, please don't draw on the screen. I know for some reason you guys have access to the cursor here, but please don't draw on the screen. Um, so their hook was you can make $2,000 a month without recruiting anyone. So when we look at that, it's how to get X, without doing Y. That's the hook. That's what caused something to go viral. Okay. So it was, get this without doing this. And by the way, like, it's not just this company. That is a basic marketing formula. You see that in commercials, you see that on videos, you see that all over the place. That's been advertised since the dawn of time. How to achieve X without doing Y. Okay. So if you guys understand that, comment formula. So their hook, their hook, this company's hook, and what the marketers took it and ran with, right, was how to get 2,000 a month without recruiting anyone. Okay. Which, it was very, very, very appealing to the average everyday person. Hey, I could make money without doing anything. Like everybody's dream, right? They literally, you know, appealing to the dream that you could achieve X without doing Y. Okay. So that worked very well for them. Okay. Now, when we take this, when we take what we learn from this, and then we apply that over to my econ, here's where it gets really, really cool. So I thought as I looked at this and dissected it, how can we apply this to my econ? But how can we do this factually with proof, documentation, data? How can we take this and make it real? Because and why I use the word real is when you look at this, okay? And here's the data for you. When you look at this, today, as of right now, the company has over 1 million members, right? Not, and as far as I know, and maybe someone will correct me here if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, not a single person is making or has made $2,000 a month without recruiting a single person. When you look at the compensation plan, is it mathematically possible? The answer to that is yes, it is mathematically possible, but how likely is it that someone will achieve that? It's incredibly highly unlikely. And I don't even know the math, Bill. How many members would they need for someone to actually make that? If someone happened to be positioned at the top of the power line, who even knows? But again, it's you're muted, buddy. It's what was advertised. It's what was advertised, and it's the perception in the advertising. Okay, does that make sense, guys? If so, comment advertising. Go ahead, Bill.
I was going to say, we'll agree to disagree. I 100% think it's not mathematically possible because I know the numbers and I know about holes.
Yeah,
I know about matrix holes and I know about rank ups and how levels have to be open. It's an oxymoron. They say you get the whole matrix, but you only get the whole matrix if you're a certain rank. So how are you
yeah,
going to get to a certain rank if you don't recruit? So we can split hairs, but that's my 2 cents on that.
yeah. So again, the point is, could it be mathematically possible? Maybe if the stars aligned, it's like, and you had that perfection in the comp plan, which, as we know, it is most likely never ever going to happen. So, but again, guys, it's what they took and ran with. So if we apply that over to my econ and we say, hey, how can we take this formula that helped this company go viral and get 1 million members? How can we apply that over to my econ? Well, we're going to use income shifting, okay? Which is also known as correcting your W-4. We're going to use income shifting. So if you guys feel me on that, when you guys understand that, comment income shifting down below. Now, what we've done and what we are continuing to do is we have done a case study. All right, we've done a case study not only inside of our team but also in my econ. Okay, we're doing a case study and we're saying, hey, how many people? Here's where we get the facts and we get the data, and this is where we can go from hype. All right, we're going to go from hype to reality. So comment that down below. Comment hype to reality, right? Where we've so far, even just on our team, guys, and this is data, this is factual driven data. Out of everyone that we've polled inside of our Facebook group, that has done the income shifting, the average instant pay increase, comment instant pay increase, right, is $568 per person that does the income shifting. That's data. That's facts. That's proof. Okay. So now that we know the data, now that we know the proof, we have the documentation, we know that people can get an instant pay raise, right? Instant pay raise, instant pay increase. Now we can use the formula. You ready for this? We can use the formula and say, hey, here's how you get an instant pay raise averaging $568 per month in additional income without recruiting a single person. Here's how you get this without doing this. Does that make sense, guys? Comment makes sense. Now, if you feel like I feel right now, if you feel that's something that we can take and we can run with because it is factual, it is, driven by data, it is driven by real testimonials who have real results by doing the actual income shifting. If you feel that is something that could go viral, comment viral down below because I'm pretty damn confident that we can take this success, this formula that was used here, get this without doing this, and we can apply get this without doing this. That's a lot more real with my econ because we have the data to back it up. Okay. And we have the products and we have people using the products getting actual real results. Okay. So a lot of viral comments coming in there. So that's what we're going to be utilizing, guys. That's what we're putting together here. And it's just, so we're looking at the success and saying, hey, what can we take from that and apply? What can we learn from that success? Right. And it's the same thing with you guys that I talk about all the time here. When you're doing your short form videos, your YouTube videos, or whatever it is, like, you got people that are being consistent that are not getting results, and then you get people that are consistent that are getting results. So it's like, what can you take the people that are getting results? What can you take from them and apply to what you're doing? And it's the same thing. We're looking at this company over here saying, what can we take from them? What can we learn from them and take from them and apply to what we're doing? And that is this right here, 100%. That is that. Okay. So straight up, guys, I'm excited about that. I'm fired up about that. Bill, any more on that, or any thoughts on that before I want to show people the teaser?
No, when you showed it, I got goosebumps again. I see it. I saw it, and I visualized the video. I visualized, like you just mentioned, people that are consistent
Yep.
and going to put what you just shared, using this right here as their hook. It's incredible, and we
Yeah.
could even hype it a little bit. I know we could even hype it a little bit, but I'm just saying that this is huge. $568 for a what, a $45 a month, you know, program, and they
Mhm.
have the option to earn more. I love it, Dan. Love it.
Yeah, and think of and by the way, guys, like once this is ready, this is where we'll come up with a whole entire marketing campaign. Um, okay, so comment campaign if you feel me on that one. This is where we can come up with a whole marketing campaign. I know Bill's done this for years and other opportunities where we'll have all the phrases, all the verbiage, all the posts that everybody can use, and you could easily say, would you invest, ready? Would you invest $25 one time for an instant $568 raise in your paycheck? I mean, like the possibilities there would literally be endless, and I'm sure we'll go to ChatGPT and come up with all those hooks and headlines and everything. But like you'll be able to take this, run with this, um, and be able to have all these hooks and ask these questions. Hey, would you invest less than $100 today to get an instant $500 per month raise in your take home pay, or $500 a month paycheck, or whatever it is? And again, it's all backed by data. It's not a hypothetical. It's not over here being a hypothetical. It's all backed by data, which is what is awesome. And then on top of that, we can show people sharing this and making money with it, making tens of thousands of dollars a month. Okay. So I'm going to unshare right here. Boom. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to uh, I'm going to share my screen here and show you guys. First off, I want to show you guys the process here a little bit because I started this process last week and kind of shared this with you. Why is that so long? Oh, that's something else. Okay, my bad. Why One second, guys. I want to pull this up because I want to show this to you guys so you can see it for yourself. Okay, here we go. So, what we did, remember, you guys remember the script that we created last week, comment script, if you guys remember that. I showed you the process of how I created the script. I went and I got a previous video. I downloaded the script. I brought it over to ChatGPT. I got the bullet points from it. I took the bullet points. I created my own script from the bullet points, inserted all the my econ stuff, right? And then started uh, started basically writing the script out, writing the script out here. And then once I had the script 100% done, then I recorded the voiceover for it. So what you guys see here, and this is the edit, this is literally what you're looking at right now, guys. This is the editing process for any of our sales funnels. This is kind of like the back end of what you guys see. So first thing I did down here, you guys can see this. This is the voiceover that was recorded for it. This whole thing right here. This is all the voiceover, right? Me recording, going through the script, recording the voiceover. You guys can actually see this is the script right here. So literally reading the script into a microphone, right? Doing that. And then once I have that read and recorded, then I drop it into here. And now this part here, and the reason why I'm showing you guys this, I just want you to see, like, you know, this is not a quick process. Okay.
Oh
This,
no.
this is not a quick process. So you see all of these, like, here, this is literally how it works, right? So I read the script, and I'll just take like this section right here. What if I told you there was a legal way to give yourself an instant pay raise without begging your boss for a raise? So this sentence right here, you know, that's one video clip. Without begging your boss for a raise, a second video clip. You're working the same hours with more pay. Another video clip. 20 minutes, learn how to do this. Another video clip. You know, 10 to 15% instant pay raise, question mark. Another video clip. So when we come back over here to the editor, okay, you guys can actually see that here, like all the little clips in here. So in order to find those little clips, I have to go here to videos, and if I'm talking about, pay raise, I can come over here and I search the stock videos and I type in pay increase or something like that, and then I scroll through here and I figure out, okay, which one do I just type in, money increase or something like that, right? And I go over here and I figure out, okay, which of these videos, which of these things that I'm looking at right here would fit with exactly what I'm talking about. So that way, the phrase that is being spoken matches perfectly with what you see on screen. Okay. So does that make sense, guys? Comment makes sense if that makes sense. It's 100% a process, and I'll just call it what it is. It's tedious as a mofo. Okay. Tedious as can be. All right.
Dan, can I do a little rant? Little rant?
Yep.
Okay, so guys, and I say this out of love, but I just want to, when I say work, like I was up to 1 a.m. last night. Then when I got in bed, I got on my phone and I was still on ChatGPT, coming up with data that I needed. And the worst, so you hear Dan, he kind of sugarcoated it. It is a process. It is a process. Now we don't care because we actually love doing it,
Mm-hmm.
but we get hung up on certain things. Like we're moving, and then we get hung up. The worst thing I got to tell you, and I'm not picking on anyone, okay, but when you have I'm going to tell you a true story. Last night, I was away, visiting. My daughter graduated grad school, so I was away, and someone needed something a little minor. They wanted a little page. They wanted me to make something for them, and they pretty much asked me every day. And I said, when I get back from traveling, I'll get it done. And I was in the middle of my process, and I got that message again. And the worst part about it was, I need to get it done, which I will. Dan tells you I may miss a deadline, but I always get it done. But I went and checked the person's wall, and they were pitching a new deal already. So they're asking me for a favor, and they're pitching, and this is out of love. I'm not picking, even if the person's here, I don't care. They're pitching, how to make X amount of dollars with no recruiting. It was none of the hype ones. It's a new one now. Oh, no money out of pocket. That's
Yeah.
the new hype. No money out of pocket, make $6,000. And I'm like, I'm gonna at 1 a.m. help this person, and they're already like straying and not being coachable. Anyway, Dan, that is my craziness last night at 1 a.m. Could you imagine? So the moral of the story is we're working our tails off for you. So
Yep.
let's just try to be consistent and let's work together.
Yeah, and that's you just said it right at the end there together, and that's the reason why we're doing this meeting, guys. The reason why we're showing you guys this. That I want you to kind of see and understand and feel the process of what we're doing here. But most importantly, the takeaway that I want you guys to have is I want you to understand that like what we're building here, we're creating the massive momentum right now. We're all doing this together. I'm trying to pull you guys into this experience together so you could see it, you could feel it for yourself. And I think showing you guys that stuff on the dry erase board, like that's the mental process that I go through. But what's most important here, guys, is this is real. Like we have a real factual way to show people, how to take the success that we've learned from, how to take that, and instead of it being hype, instead of it being like mathematically impossible to do, where someone could just get flashy and wave the dangling carrot, we can legitimately say to people, you could get started today, right now. You could increase your take home pay by over $500 a month for you and your family without recruiting a single person. That's real. That's
Yep.
freaking real. You know what I mean? And we could take that and we could run with it and we can go create something epic. Okay.
And I
So,
got the hook here, Dan. The exact hook that you can clean up because I asked ChatGPT too. You can earn up to, X amount of dollars per month without ever enrolling a single person. That's the hook
yeah.
that they have for over 1 million people. And by the way, ChatGPT, or they also said it's unlikely.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to mute my mic for a minute here. I'm going to play this video. Now, I only have about I only got about 3 minutes in. So, it's a 6-minute video, but I still have the back 3 minutes to edit. So, we're only about 3 minutes into this. So, for the next 3 minutes, guys, do yourself a favor. Turn your volume up a little bit. Rule out any distractions. Make sure you can hear this. Um, so it should come through loud and clear. When I play it, Bill, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it fine. But I'm gonna play you what I have so far. And it might not be perfect, but it's getting there. But so far, I really like where this is going. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna hit play. Hey, Daniel here, top earner and affiliate with MyEcon since 2018. And you're about to discover a method that's helped hundreds of thousands create more cash flow without selling, recruiting, or grinding 24/7. What if I told you there's a legal way to give yourself an instant pay raise without begging your boss or getting a second job? Meaning you're working the same hours, just with more pay. It actually only takes about 20 minutes to learn how to do this. So, would you trade 20 minutes for a 10 to 15% instant raise? This is the financial hack the government hopes you never learn about. Our members average 10 to 15% more take home pay with this product, or around $600 a month or $7,200 a year in additional income. It's less money to the government and more money for you. Would this instant pay increase help you and your family? Over the last 20 years, MyEcon has helped over 100,000 people shift their income and put millions of dollars back where it belongs, in their bank accounts. They've created a product called income shifting, also known as an instant pay raise. Less money to the government and more money in your bank account. It's not a side hustle, it's not a scam, and it's 100% IRS approved. Simply put, income shifting helps you keep more of your hard-earned money.
Hey guys, I gave myself a $150 a week instant pay raise, $600 a month using this income shifting strategy. It's absolutely incredible. I used it to pay for a brand new house. Highly recommend you use this.
Hey, Shannon from Chicago. I did the income shifting strategy. I was able to give myself and my family an instant pay raise of $510 per month without asking my boss for a raise, without getting a second job. That is $500 each and every month that we no longer have to worry about.
Here's why most companies fail and we don't. The key reason: timing. My econ is always recognizing major trends in the economy: economic inflation, the rising costs of living like gas, utilities, and rent. People are seeking value over price. People are looking for real solutions. And the outdated income model of go to school, get good grades, get a good job is over. With the dramatic post COVID rise and people trying to work from home or create secondary income streams, your timing right now is critically important. The time to take control of your finances is now. People simply want and need more cash flow. COVID taught us people want flexibility with their work home life balance. People want to be closer to family. The work from home model works. So why keep slaving for a broken system when you can take control of your finances and your schedule starting today?
Hey, Mark here. I am so excited. I was able to give me and my family an instant pay raise of over $700 a month with this income shifting strategy.
Hey everybody, it's Beth. I'm so excited because I just gave myself an instant pay raise of $570 using this income shifting strategy.
Introducing my... So that's where I got to keep editing right there. But I mean, so far I'm really liking the direction of that video. And you guys tell me, I mean, you guys watched the first 3 minutes of it. So how you guys feeling about that? Is that something that you guys could take, share, get people excited, get things to go viral? I mean, the best of it is yet to come. Just wait, it's coming. But I think it's got some great hooks. It's got some great lines. It's got some great, obviously, testimonials in there. So, but yeah, feeling good about that. All right, let me unshare this here real quick. Boom, where am I? Nope, don't want to do that. Wrong thing. Where's my X out?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I can't unshare this. That's weird. Let me just go back. Let me try and go back to this here. Nope, don't need that. Stop share. There we go. My stop share button like disappeared on me there. So yeah, guys, I mean, that's the process where we're at so far. And, think about it in one, here's reality, talk about a process. In 1 week's time, I've edited 3 minutes. So you guys understand the process here. It's not fast. It is not fast. It takes time because, you literally got to go line by line, and, you got to match up. You really got to match up those. You got to match up those lines. Word for word, that B-roll that's in there. It is a very tedious, time-consuming process, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Even just watching that, I've never actually watched the whole thing on screen like we just did there until now. Every time I watch it, I'm like in the video editor. I never actually kind of stood back and watched the whole thing like we did. And personally, I think that's some of the best editing that I've done so far. I think a lot of the clips really flowed well together. So I'm getting very, very, very excited about this. I can't wait to really share this with you guys, have this done, have it be a completed project, so we could take it and we could run with it, and we could just, we can get this thing to go viral, guys, and we can get this thing to create, we're going to create that massive momentum, that excitement, and we're going to be able to do it in a legal, legit, ethical way. With the proof and the data. So, no BS claims, no making $6,000 a month without recruiting anyone, no just, sit back and do jack shit and make a ton of money. Like it's going to be real, it's going to be real. And I think the cool part is, and we haven't even really talked about this, is like what we're going to do with this is on the back end, like in our training site, we're going to end up needing to redo like the overview video, like when you first get into TFT, when you first get into the team training site, and it's like, hey, go here, get into the Facebook group and do this other stuff. If we're leading now with income shifting and the products and how to get an instant pay raise, we're going to have to mix some things up. So we're going to have to kind of shift that overview video to more like, hey, you got started. What's up? down below is our training, but also before you do anything, let's get you making more money, right? Let's get you making more money. You can plug into the Facebook group. You can go, you can go to your My Ecom back office, do the income shifting, give yourself an instant pay raise. Once you've done that, and this is where it's just gonna you're gonna see that increase. Once you've done that and you've done the income shifting, now click the button below this video, go to this post, and I can link the post directly to the team training site. Go to this post, comment where all these other people have commented, and let us know how much money you increased every single month. And we're going to have more and more and more and more people doing that, and then more documented proof for you guys to use. And ultimately, we're going to be helping more people make more money. So I think it's going to be a great wave for us. I think it's really going to help people get out there and go crush it even more with what we're doing. Thoughts, Bill?
Absolutely. You're circling back to the products, Dan. And that, I don't want to overkill it, but the next one in line, just so everyone knows, I've been with this company since 2018. And when we had a wave in 2018, when I say a wave, it was all around credit repair, and it was also income shifting. But the next thing on the list, we'll get there. And Dan, you said like with the training, we got to teach, we got to have just to point them in the right direction, which I know it's on there. I know we have it, but we got to coordinate. So once they're done with the income shift, and outside of fixing their funnel, outside of marketing and being consistent, also go through the credit training.
Yep.
And you say about more money, that is more money because it's lower interest rates and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, a lot of, when we think of our membership, and I cover this too in our webinars. I'll be covering it tonight, by the way. When we talk about credit, the better credit you have, you pay less in interest. When you have poor credit, you pay more in interest. So, when you think about making and saving more money, having a good credit score, straight up, like, you want to get a home, you want to get a loan, you want to get a refinance, mortgage, whatever it is, you got to have good credit. It's just the way that it is. But yeah, I think that, really leading with a way for people to give themselves that instant pay raise, save more money, make more money, all those things, and do that right from day one is really, really important. Because if you think about kind of the order of how we have things right now, any opportunity, we've always led with how to make more money. We've always led with the business. So in a way, we're still leading with money. We're still leading with how to get people more money. We're just doing it in a slightly different way. We're still going to teach people and show people the step-by-step of how to grab your affiliate link, how to share it, how to put the content out there, how to do those things. But we're just going to say, first, let's put some more money back in your pocket. Go do the income shifting. Obviously, if you're here in the US, if you're outside of the US, we get that, but for the majority of our team, for literally the 90+% of our team that is here in the US, this is where this applies, So let's go put some more money back in your pocket, go do this, then go over to the Facebook group, then let us know how much money you saved, right? So let's go recognize that. Let's go get you giving yourself an instant pay raise, right? So straight up, man, like I'm fired up. I'm excited. I really, I really want to get this thing done ASAP. So, we can get this out there, get this in your hands, come up with a great marketing campaign behind it. The photos to use for Facebook, the verbiage, the lines. We'll literally, probably go through ChatGPT, and just like we give you guys like a document with. Really anytime we do something new, whether it's a training, the 4-point formula, any of that sort of stuff, we'll come up with a document around it. So you guys have that. So you guys, have those one-liners, whenever you're putting out content, making your videos, your posts or whatever. But we're going to go really, really, really big with this. Okay. So I hope you guys are fired up and excited there. And I think that's it. I think I'm good. I think I'm ready to go back to work. Not that this is not work, but you guys know what I mean, right?
and we can get ahead of ourselves, Dan, like with some of these phrases that you just did on the training. Let's start now. let's be consistent. Maybe some post of the day, Dan. Let's get into the group and put some post up. And we got income shifting. Let's start sharing the phrase. Let's come up with the tagline and let's start today. You know,
Hmm. Yep, I agree. I agree. Yeah, and of course, like Bill said, you don't have to wait for me. You don't have to wait for us. You guys have the information. You guys can go. You can simply go share it. That's it. You just got to get out there and go do it. But
good
that's it,
stuff.
my friends. That's it. Link for tonight's webinar is always, always, always the same. TFTwebinars.com. It's always the same. Never changes. TFTwebinars.com. I'll pop that in the chat down here. But if you guys are looking for that link, and yes, you can invite leads. Yes, you can get as many people as you want there. Again,
I would invite with what we're talking about. Let's test it. Everyone's going to be trying to get people on the thing. Just let's come, with the tagline and learn tonight. It may not be isolated towards there, but it gets the job done. It gets them in the seats.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know,
For sure. Great way to get people in the seats. Um, you know, uh, discover how to give yourself an instant pay raise of $568 without recruiting a single person. Learn live tonight.
bingo.
There you go.
All right.
Marketing guys is literally just formulas. And when you guys learn that and practice that, it's the same like when we just looked at the dry erase board. It's the same thing of how do you get X without doing Y? And that's it. So how can you get people on webinars? Like you can literally say, hey, tonight live at 8 p.m., learn how to increase your take home pay by over $500 a month without having to recruit a single person. Want to know how? Ask me for the link, whatever. No. But you guys get that. You guys get that. Just take it, run with it, get out there, go crush it. All right, guys, that's it. Bill, appreciate it. Everybody else, appreciate it. Thank you, guys. And get excited, guys. Get excited. Here we go.
Let's
We're
roll.
moving. We're rocking. We're getting ready. Massive momentum wave right around the corner, my friend. So appreciate you, and we'll see you guys live tonight. Deuces.
Let's go.